little bit before 3. I promised you to be live at 3, but I am using a new setup. I'm inviting you to my kitchen, and I desperately need to know whether everything is working or not. And apparently it is working, and I will be waiting until people come here. I also need to know whether you can hear me or not because I am using new microphone. So far I am here by myself. Don Pepas was helping me, and I gave him some food, and he left me alone because otherwise he was just working on my counters and was here. So, well, somebody is joining us, and I have one person who joined it, and I need feedback whether you can hear me or not because I am working with a new microphone, and I need to see whether you guys can hear me. If someone could just let me know that we are live and you can see me, and most importantly you can hear me, then really I would be very, very happy. Hi Lilian and Don Pepas. Jennifer is here. That's wonderful. So Jennifer, please let me know, can you hear me, because I'm today in the kitchen and I'm using different microphone, different setup. Okay, cool, I can hear you. Thank you for verification, and we are all here, and that's so wonderful that we are here. Okay, so Jennifer is here. Who else is here? Let me see if I can find where I could read my comments, because it's just live, and do I have it here? So anyway, let's wait until everyone is getting here. Don Peppers was walking here on the counter, and I'm saying that no, Don Peppers, probably it's not a good idea for you to walk on the counter, and let's do let's I give you something to eat and you just disappear. And that's what he did, and here I am. And finally I see here Jennifer. So far is you're just by yourself. That's cool. The reason I'm here in the kitchen, because today I've decided to kind of make come back to my cooking and cooking channel and everything. And since it's the change of season and the fall is here, I kind of hate to admit to everyone, that I'm a spring girl. I love spring and summer, but when there is a weather like that, when we approaching to fall, when the nights getting longer and the temperatures getting lower, and the air outside at night, at least here, it's crisp and fresh and so nice, and I think I kind of like it too. And I'm thinking that, well, maybe I should also resurrect my cooking channel. And I've decided to invite you to my kitchen today and cook together with you. So this morning I cooked a very interesting thing. So I made pancakes, but you said, well, big deal, pancakes, what she is talking about. I was like, who can't make those pancakes? But my pancakes were different because you know that my health went sideways, and I am not feeling that good, and my thyroid is just acting weirdly, and everything is cool. I mean, not cool, everything's actually falling apart. And the more I was researching about thyroid and Hashimoto's and Graves and all that stuff, they're saying that maybe the AID diet, the anti-inflammatory diet, thyroid. So you could do that. But I think that that would be a little bit too much for me. So I said, okay, let's see if that the gluten-free stuff is going to work, because everyone is saying that gluten-free is really kind of cool now. And that's why I'm singing accolades to my pancakes, because I made a pancakes today out of the buckwheat flour. So I got buckwheat and I made the pancakes and they turned out to be quite good. And since you can see me and I look quite larger, the pancakes, I was easy, no milk, no nothing, just water, eggs, and buckwheat flour. Again, one might think or say that buckwheat is grain, so what are you talking about, no gluten? But yes, it is no gluten because it's apparently not grain but seed. You know how we all now love quinoa. So it's in that family, buckwheat seeds, they are in that family, and um, no, what am I saying? No gluten. And again, our industry works so weirdly. Our pharmacological development also and medical healthcare works so different that they appoint evil or the boogeyman. Period. In different periods, we have different boogeyman. It used to be cholesterol, and it still is, but if you eat too much fat, you're going to die soon. If you're going to eat too many eggs are bad for you. If you're going to eat too much butter, it's bad for you. And now again, and every time the research follows and saying, no, don't listen to that butter is now reclaimed its place on the table, and the fat meats and the animal fats and good proteins, they're back on the table. And lots and lots of things happening. But gluten, I don't know, gluten is the new boogeyman, and they're trying to split away that gluten, or at least to find products that are gluten-free. And for the longest time, I was saying it's a new religion, gluten-free, and I gave in. I have to admit, it's not that I gave in, but okay, the buckwheat pancakes, they've been on the in the cuisine for a long time. I've never paid attention to those, and I've decided to try them, and it turned out to be so good and so delicious. I think that I'm going to use that that flour instead of my other bread, because bread, as we know, is done out of wheat, and wheat is gluten. But anyway, it's not like I'm eating gluten all day long, but it's just that's what I've decided to try. And Amazon has everything. You go and you buy on Amazon, even the organic buckwheat flour. So again, if you're shopping on Amazon this season, don't forget to use my link. I'm going to feature it again in the description under this stream, because if you go to Amazon just from my link, I will get some some minute associate fees percentage from that one. Well, yeah, kitchen. Today is kitchen, and Don Pepas is fed. He had his organic salmon already, and he is happy. It's kind of midday snack. And let me see who we have here. I have Jennifer. Hello, Lilian and Don Pepas. And yeah, please do like the stream, do place thumbs up and everything. I'm myself going to like it. And we have Sherry here. Hello everyone. And Sherry and Jennifer, you are hanging out here. That's great. And I have 6 people watching. And buckwheat was my grandma's healthy grain for cereal, pancakes, chicken breading. Yes, and Russians, they just adore their buckwheat. And I decided, again, I always had it in my kitchen, and I've decided to go back to some cereals and hot porridges, buckwheat porridge with butter. Because though, why did I stop eating buckwheat? Because again, the other research was saying, oh, because it has lots of carbs, and then you have the insulin spike and you have sugar spike and everything is bad. You know what? I think too much information scares the hell out of living our lives. And I'm saying, well, much knowledge better than self much grief. And if you're going to be afraid of everything, then it's going to be, I don't know, not enjoyable. So of course, you need to be kind of healthy, reasonably healthy, but the joy of life also should be present in our lives. So, and that's why, since I'm cooking, I was in the mood of cooking. It's been a while since my kitchen saw the action from me. And I've decided, okay, since in the morning I was doing all these pancakes and they turned out to be very good, and I'll post them on my cooking channel that is actually growing regardless of me. I already have the 290 subscribers or something like that, so getting close to 300. And I'll post that video on my channel, cooking channel. But today, during the stream, instead of looking for the topics that are of interest of all of us, but I decided just to cook together with you, because I also had on my mind one dish that I wanted to make, and I was saying, okay, I'm going to be done with cooking before 3 p.m. by the time the stream begins. And then I was like, maybe I should do it together during the stream, because it would give us something to talk about. It would give me some presence of you, as if I am cooking with all of you in my kitchen, and it's going to be nice family gathering that I really miss a lot. And so I invite you to the cooking with me today, and I hope that you don't mind. Let's see, who else do we have here. Sandra Oaks came here. Hello, Sandra. And now we have our 9 people with us. So what am I going to cook, you're saying? We're going to cook a very interesting dish. It's a known dish from Russian cuisine, but I also add some my touches, and it has nothing left from the original recipe. So let's start from the very beginning. There is a dish called stuffed cabbage leaves, and you know those, and now YouTube channel shows that the Mediterranean cuisine has those and everything, but I grew up having those cabbage stuffed leaves, and it was a big deal. You take whole cabbage, you cut out the middle of it, then you put it in the boiling water, make sure that the leaves are softened, and then you put that head of the cabbage on the board, on the cutting board, and you separate the leaves. They're going to be very soft, and you make sure that they are soft and foldable. Then you do the minced ground meat, and then you do some rice, and you do some onion and garlic into meat, and then you fold every leaf with that meat, and then you fry them a little bit on both sides, and then you place them in the deep saucepan, and you just pour some water on it, make sauce on top of that, and you let that sit and simmer for a couple of hours, and then the cabbage rolls are ready. And that is the time-consuming cabbage rolls, and they're so delicious. But I remember when I was a kid, I really hated cabbage. I hated cabbage with passion. So I was unfolding meat, putting aside the cabbage, and eating just meat with rice because it was delicious. And my mom was saying like, Lilian, you know how much time I spent making those cabbage rolls? I mean, if you want, I'm going to make you just meat with rice and throw next to these cabbage rolls. But don't waste those cabbage rolls because it's time consuming and it's a piece of art. And so that's kind of was in my head that I now I love cabbage rolls, but the consumption of time in our crazy times when you don't have time to cook really, to take your time and cook unless you're a professional chef and you make a living out of that. So yeah, like the sooner dinner is on the table, the better it is. That's why we all are after recipes, very fast recipes, and we have those air fryers and multi cookers and all that other stuff. But I don't like anything that is made into those artificial devices and those devices. I don't know. They are cool, but I speaking back of health, so I actually fired microwave from my kitchen. I don't have microwave anymore, so I don't have air fryer. But however, I bought this Ninja oven, and I guilty is charged. I make my potatoes in that one, and I make my toasts. I toast my bread in that one. That's all pretty much that I use it for. So where was I? Cabbage rolls. And there is next good things to the cabbage rolls called lazy cabbage rolls. Lazy cabbage rolls, technically, it's when you put all the ingredients in one pot without any rolling over anything, and you make it simmer, and it comes to taste as if it's a roll. If you close your eyes, it tastes the same as the cabbage roll, and it was a big discovery for me that I really, really love that I have lazy cabbage rolls and they taste the same. Though a friend of mine at work, she said she did that and she didn't like it. So that's why she continues taking her time to roll those cabbage leaves and everything that meat. And as for me, I don't know, maybe she doesn't do it the way I make those. For me, one pot cooking turned out to be delicious, and that's what is we're going to be doing with you today. Lazy cabbage rolls. Does it sound good? Tell me, let's see what you're saying. Okay, how many people do we have here? And we have 9 people watching, and yeah, Jennifer saying I like easy cooking. Of course, everyone likes easy cooking, and and also I like Lilian cooking. And Sherry, thank you so much that you love my cooking shows. I am thinking that this coming week, I took a week off from my work. And it's off, but I think that I'm going to dedicate to resurrection of my YouTube channels, and I am working on bringing back to life my It's Time to Speak English. Now I recorded already how I made pancakes. I'm going to play that, so a little bit maybe I'll bring back to life all my YouTubes and applying some techniques and strategies. Maybe it will take off and have second life. So meanwhile, let's start, I guess. You see, I also have my other station here, the other phone, which is going to film what's going on in my pod, because then once the stream is over, I'll download the stream and I'll make a video from this, and I'll also post it on my channel. But meanwhile, I'm also drinking tea, and I know that it's 6 o'clock on the East Coast, and it's dark probably already, or getting dark. It's kind of, if you have cup of hot tea or hot chocolate or anything, just join me drinking it. I really love drinking tea and cooking. And Don Pepas was here, and he was really walking around the cooking area, and I said, hey, listen, I'm going to give you some food, and please disappear. I love my black tea. So what do we need to do? This is my pot, and I'll be walking from my station to that. You pretty much know the process. You won't be able to see what I'm chopping here, but I will be commenting what I am doing. I'll be showing it because I don't want to just moving camera like this. So here my board, and it's and everything else. So what do we start it with? I have ground beef. And let me tell you another story about my beef. So, you know, for many, many years I was a vegetarian. Well, not vegetarian, so I did allow some animal protein like poultry and fish and everything. But I was really not eating red meat. And if I ate meat, maybe some pork. And whenever I was doing my recipes on my channel, like pelmenis, I was mixing beef and pork, ground beef and pork for my fillings for pelmeni. But this time I am a beef girl. And why did I start doing this again? Because I was playing with carnivore, and then I was playing with any other stuff. But then I read that maybe the whole thing that is happening with me, that the body was without proteins for such a long time, maybe you need to start doing proteins. And then when I was starving again or fasting, then my thyroid almost sent me into a thyroid storm, and I almost like, okay, so anyway, somebody told me that the meat is good for me, and I decided, okay, if meat is good for me, probably I need to find a good meat. And I live in a rural area of California. Well, rural. Monterey County. And you know that Monterey is on the coast, and it's very fancy, very nice. But as you move inland, we have Salinas. Salinas is the salad bowl of the United States of America, and also it has meat growers. Every time I go to work, I drive and I see those cows walking by, and in those beautiful pastures and those beautiful meadows, and the picture is so cool. So I started investigating where to find meat from those farms, the cows I see around. And I found the Toro Park farm. I found the phone number, I called the owner, and we were communicating back and forth. And finally he said, listen, you know, I do wholesale. Do you want half a cow? I can give you half a cow. Do you want quarter cow? I can give you quarter cow. I said, no, you know, I don't need that much. He said, well, then I don't know what to offer you. We used to provide boxes of meat, like some steaks, some ground beef, and we no longer do it. So we've been back and forth, and he said, if you want it, I have a butcher at this local store not far from here, and I bring my meat, he butchers it sometimes for me, and you go and talk to that butcher. So I 2 years ago, when I went to the Wheat Summit, I met a very successful YouTuber, the Wizard Butcher. And on his channel, there was a video how to buy beef on the budget. And how to do that. He said there is a special size, a special portion of the meat on the cow. It's it's a shoulder blade area, and you call it chuck roll. And you come to the Costco, for example, you knock on the butcher's department and say, hey, do you have a whole chuck roll? And they're going to bring you 25 pounds of meat. And since it's not cut, they're going to charge you $6 a pound. And that's what I did. At Costco, it was like a year ago I went there. It was less expensive, but I went to that store now, and as a person who is, if she knows what she's talking about, like, hey, I need a chuck roll. And the guy is saying, yeah, sure, I do have chuck roll. I don't have from our Toro Park, but I do have chuck rolls from Harris Ranch. And Harris Ranch is also very good. It's organic, but it's kind of not grass fed, but it's next best thing. I said, okay, so do you have chuck roll? Not chuck roast, chuck roll. It's the whole thing. So it's 25 pound one piece meat. And I'll also post a video, a link in the description to that wizard, I mean the butcher wizard, where he explains how to cut that meat, how to make steaks out of that, and how to do your own ground beef out of the whole thing. So 2 weeks ago I went to the store, I bought this 25 pound at $5.99 at $150 it cost me. I brought back the chuck roll. I cut it into the steaks, into little pieces, and my freezer is just filled with meat for the rest of my natural life. No, probably it's okay. I shouldn't make jokes like that because my endocrinologist thinks that I'm going to die very soon because of my high cholesterol. So anyway, and of course I had leftovers. And what's good about this one, because the meat is so good and so fresh, and you can grind it yourself. And so the ground beef that I have now, it's my own ground beef that I prepared from that butcher, from that piece, the chuck roll that I bought 2 weeks ago. So with all that said, let's start the process. Who is here? Okay, Sandra, I'm just walking out the door with my pup, so I'll listen as we walk. Thyroid problems, yeah. Well, it turns out that so many people, so many women have thyroid problem, and it's the endocrinologist's area. Endocrinology is just not helping, and I don't know. I had to get hold of my doctor Friday night, and she called me at 9 p.m. I said, you know, I feel very bad, and she actually ordered the blood work that on Saturday morning I had to go to the lab to do my blood work. But the show is not about that. The show is about how I'm cooking. So okay, what else do we have? Elaine, hey, hello. She says, one pot cooking is right up my street. Yes, I know. Kid, I hated Brussels sprouts. Same thing. And now I love Brussels sprouts. It's just amazing because Brussels sprouts are just little cabbages. I love those little cabbages. Easy stuffed cabbage sounds yummy. Oh, Linda is here. Hello. It's been a while. Thank you so much for coming, for tuning in. And well, let's start. So I am turning on. It's lower high, and a little bit of the oil. But since the pieces of meat that I grinded, it's kind of fat, I am not going to use much oil because the meat, you see, I took it out of the freezer the night before. It was sitting in refrigerator unfrozen, and now it's nice and it's ready to go into the pot. Now I need a little bit more oil. So it's, again, the oil of choice is my avocado oil. Okay, here we go. And so the meat goes in here first. Let me turn on the other camera so I will be recording it for my cooking channel. I am multitasking today. Okay. And the meat looks really very good. Very fresh and very good. And knowing that it was very fresh, and that I bought it and I butchered it myself, kind of gives me nice satisfying feeling. What am I saying? So of course we have this is a ground beef. Then you need cabbage, tomato. I'm going to use also bell pepper only because it's going to, I mean, it needs to be used. So tomatoes going to be, again, very nice tomatoes, organic from the market, onion, and carrots. I'm going to use carrots, and that's pretty much it. I also have some rice that we will be dropping into the pot eventually. And you see the sound, it's already going, the meat is going. So first we are going to clean the onion. And you know, I finally sharpened my knives. It makes a difference to cook with sharp knives. So I actually took my time and I went to the farmer's market. This is onion, what I'm doing. I went to the farmer's market and we have a knife sharpener guy. He has his van over there, and I brought my 6 knives and he sharpened them all. And I mean, if you didn't like cooking before, and because you say, I hate cutting, I hate chopping, now when you have sharp knives, you actually know what a difference it makes to have sharp knives. It takes a second to chop your onions. So this is our onions, and we are sending it over here. And in order to give some juice, yeah, Linda, sharp knives are so important. Absolutely, yeah, to avoid accidents, and actually to cut tomatoes now, it makes such a difference. Okay, beautiful. I don't want to add water right away to it because I want it to be soaking its own juice, and to have more moisture, I'm going to cut tomato. Tomato is going to give us wonderful reddish color and juice, of course. And the ultimate test of your sharp knives is when you chop your tomatoes. When you cut your tomatoes and you have no problem of doing that, and that's of course means that your knives are so sharp. Okay, here's tomato, and we're going over here, sending it here. Nice. And what's especially nice that I know that I am not going to work tomorrow because it's my vacation. It's my week off. By the way, we are on furlough. And it's really, I don't know where to begin. So I do go to work, and we graduated the class. We had graduation last Thursday, and we are going to work without pay. And that's no cool. And there is, I love how the news anchor saying, and there is no end in sight to this shutdown. Yeah, there is no end in sight for this shutdown. And it's interesting when you open your paycheck, the system actually sees you and says 00000. That's first time in my life, because we always were essential during shutdowns, and I never felt the shutdown literally. And of course I understand that people, some people always heard that, felt the burden of shutdown, but this time is really, really hard. And I don't know. Okay, so my next thing, it's carrots. I'm going to send carrot over there, and I'm going to use my grinder or grater. Though the carrot is also organic and so nice and sweet and juicy. Sometimes I just cut the circles, and that's how I started using it, because one of my graters that I bought 100 years ago, it's broken, and I use this regular one, and I hate it with passion. That's why I grate this one carrot, and then I'll chop the other one in circles, in rounds. Talk to me, people. Okay, what type of rice? What type of rice? You know, just jasmine. Nothing fancy. Yeah, Linda, it's totally terrible. And the students, they are just active duty students, and they're young kids. And they sitting there, and they literally don't know whether they're going to be paid or not. And then over the weekend, it's been announced, oh, we found money to pay our troops. And this time again, oh, we found money to pay our troops. And you know, it's I promise not to talk politics on my channel, so we probably stop right here. And I'm telling you that shutdown really affects me this time. And it's okay. So my first essential ingredients are in here. It's tomato, onion, and carrots that I really, really love. And I'm going to add some spices now. And salt. And I'm going to bring it onto medium and close it with the lid for a little while. Meanwhile, I'm going to get to my cabbage. Okay. Thank you, Sherry, so much for your prayers. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Jennifer, jasmine rice is good. Yeah, I like it better than basmati, but normally I really don't pay attention much to rice because I don't make a lot of stuff with rice. Only when I do pilaf, which I still have to make it one on my channel. That's when the rice is very, very important. That is basmati probably, or the long grain. Long grain is much better. And for this one, it just really doesn't matter. And yeah, Jennifer, absolutely. I think little by little we are all going to be affected, and I do agree with you. Again, this time everything is different, and we all going to get affected. You know what? My iPad is going to run out of juice very soon. Let me take my computer and start reading it from the computer. Change of the device. My iPad, which is only 2 years old, it's just running out of power so fast. The battery is so fast, and it's just Apple wants me to buy a new one, and I don't know. It's kind of sad that you have to buy a new device every 2 years. And it's so interesting. Again, I have iPhone 14, and now I don't see live chat. Okay, here. Okay, so what I was saying, I have iPhone 14, and I was about to buy the iPhone 16. I went to Apple, and the customer service was so horrible, and I didn't have much time, so I really didn't like how they treated me. They already started kind of taking off the protected screen from my phone and everything, and they were saying that, who is your carrier? And my carrier was Xfinity, and they said, well, we don't have anything with Xfinity. You just pay full price, and then you're going to go into apply it to your plan. I said, no, I'm not paying full price. So but they removed my screens, protective screen. I said, give me my protective screen. They said, it's not going to stick on it. We're going to give you our new stick. I said, okay, that's cool. They couldn't find it. They gave me the gift certificate for $40. So anyway, that was my first attempt to purchase the new iPhone. The second one, I went on Friday to the Xfinity store, and again the service was so horrible. The guy didn't know what he was talking about, and I came with the assumption that the Xfinity they given for free iPhone 17, and all you have to do just to upgrade your line to a new quality of line, $10 plus to your contract, and that's what you're going to get. And he said, no, that's promotion is over, so you're 2 weeks late, and then you're going to pay twice now. So if, for example, now I pay $40 a month, he said, now you're going to pay $85 a month. I said, no, I'm not ready. So that was my second attempt, failed attempt to buy my phone. This is iPhone, and maybe I'll need to buy also the iPad, because I really like my iPad. So anyway, Linda, I use the same rice for my Mexican style rice. Actually, just finished eating an early dinner. Rice, beans, and tortillas. Sounds wonderful. Make my own tortillas because yes, you're right. So yeah, probably would be making your own tortillas so cool. So now my pancakes, buckwheat pancakes, going to be my go-to bread and everything. And whenever I feel like I need something with flour. Okay, now I'm talking too much. And it's really going very nicely. Very nicely. I'm going to hope that I'm not going to throw this into the... Look at this. Look at this. It's so beautiful. Yeah. And I hope that if you are in your own kitchen, just cook with me or have dinner with me or something. Just be in the kitchen with me. That's so wonderful. Anyway, now it's time, since I am talking too much, I need to add a little bit of water so it would last until I put cabbage in it. And I already see that my beef had lots of fat in it. And the stew is very, very fat. Lots of fat. So here's my cabbage. And what I'm going to do differently this time, I'm going to add a little bit of red cabbage, because we are in this season where all the fall colors come to play, and I love that, and I want to experiment and to put 2 different cabbages into this one. So again, my sharp nails too, my sharp nails. So my sharp knife going to do beautiful job of chopping finely my cabbage. You know what? I think I probably should do rice first. Okay, so I have this cup. So maybe half a cup. And then I wash it. So I guess, so I wash it until the water runs clear. And I just drop this rice into the pot. and bringing down the fire because it's just boiling actively. And now we're going to do cabbage, and I guess more water. Let me turn this on. Okay, now back to chopping my cabbage. Are you still with me, guys? Cool. I had rice with my dinner today to my oldest son brought. Okay, yeah, also my oldest general. Okay, the chicken and and rice. That's cool. So yeah, I guess we all love rice, but rice has gluten in it, and that's not good. As they say, it's not that good. But everything in moderation. Everything in moderation, and I love my knife. So since it's all about cabbage, don't be afraid to use maybe half a head or a lot of cabbage, because you know that it just goes nicely, sinks in the pot. And so see, that's how much cabbage I have. That's why I have a big pot. And I'm being a pig. Everything falls apart. Oh gosh. Good exercise. I recommend to do it on purpose and then do bend over. And this is going to be your workout, to get stuff off the floor. And now, so this is the white cabbage. And now let's do a little bit of red cabbage. Definitely going to be less red cabbage than white cabbage. Just for color. I know, because the red cabbage doesn't cook nicely. It's good in salads, but it's very squishy in the cooked dish. But just for color, I'm going to have it just for color. It's very good. Also, Linda, you're going to like it. I'm going to put this very mild jalapeno in it because it brings taste out. It's just really kind of gives such a unique taste to everything. And that's why I started buying it from the guys at the market. Really love it. So, and I'm also going to use this bell pepper. So now we're bringing everything down, the temperature. I love red bell peppers. They're also so colorful, so delicious, and so cool. We are so blessed that I live in California and we have everything here very fresh. I don't want to say that whoever lives on the East Coast or on the Mid-America, you don't have that. We all have it. We are so blessed that we we have access to these wonderful vegetables. And it's nice to have them in our meals. How many people do I have here? 8 people watching here, and Linda, what is saying? I have, okay. Yes, still with you. Love hot peppers. Yes, me too. And it's really not that hot. It's little. It's on the milder side, but it's it gives such an interesting flavor to the dish, and I started using it everywhere. And yeah, it's very nice. And a little bit of seeds going into there. So beautiful, beautiful. That's pretty much, we're done with everything. Garlic, and that's it. That's my one pot. Then I'll add a little bit more water. And I let it simmer. And then I also add a little bit of sour cream on top of it. I'm not even going to chop the garlic. I'm going to use the whole cloves like that. Lazy. It's lazy. Lazy cabbage rolls. Like everything is lazy. That's why if you are lazy, that's your day to to do it this way. A little bit more. And it's so nice to know that I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Okay, here we are. So I'm going to close the pot and let it simmer. I really appreciate you guys being with me in the kitchen, because I'm telling you, it's been a while since I cooked like full stuff. You know, also what what I'm doing with that meat, it's also I came up with that recipe out of my head because everything is lazy now. I'm doing everything lazy. So take that meat, I cut it into big chunks of meat and I place it in that pot, and I just, the first pieces, they kind of being broiled on both sides, and then I add onion, tomato, carrots, then a little bit of water, and it just simmers and simmers. And then I put potatoes, and since I'm being so lazy, I don't peel potatoes. I cut it in 4 pieces. If it's a large potato, in 4. If it's a small, in halves. And I let it simmer, and then I make, if I'm in the mood to have a stew, I put more water so it kind of soupy. And if I want to have it more like second course, entree, then less water. And that is also, and it lasts me for a week. I make it on Sunday, very fast, and then it lasts me the entire week for my lunches and everything, and salads, and I'm good to go. I mean, I'm making cooking so easy my days, these days, our days, and it's so nice. Okay, so now it's up to the stove to do its magic. Everything is good. We have rice, we have tomatoes, I put everything. So I guess we are all cool here. I can bring it up again. So now I'm fully dedicated to you guys. Do you have any questions? Oh, Jennifer, I can't eat spicy peppers anymore. I'm so sorry. Yeah, spicy, probably I can't either. But it's very mild. I don't like spicy. And again, with when we are aging, so many things getting different. And I don't know how to take this aging part. Um, I I understand that I am better than those people who didn't make it this far. My health, I didn't expect it to fail me because I was athletic, I was healthy, I was active, and now I feel like an old lady where I can't walk normally because I ran out of breath. What else? So I would have been in Mexico right now because it's my after class vacation time, and I wanted to fly to my favorite Puerto Vallarta for a week. But then, since I couldn't get hold of my doctor, I started talking to all the AIs. I have Copilot, I have Gemini, I have Perplexity, I have ChatGPT, and all of them were saying that first of all, they diagnosed me that I went into the thyroid storm, that I had to get out of my fasting, that I was fasting, putting myself on fasting, and that I was supposed to get out of that immediately. And they said you cannot fly, so it's better for you not to fly. And when your thyroid is not stable and it just fluctuates like that, it goes from hyper to hyper, and you never know. So it's not wise. First of all, you don't know how the plane's altitude going to impact you, and then it's better not to be in a different temperature, and it's better not to be away from your doctor. So all things considered, and again, I became lazy, and I don't want to show myself in the beach right now because I'd rather put baggy things on myself and go and hide somewhere, and it's kind of I took these gladly, those advices from all the AI saying that you better stay home. And actually I found even the sitter for Don Pepas, and a friend of mine, she said, okay, I'm going to sit with Don Pepas, I'm going to live with him. And but then after serious considerations, I really it I'm a different person, and I don't know whether I am able to go to the airport and do the stuff and carry my luggage and all that. So the time hasn't come yet. And the reason that I am being sick for such a long time, even my endocrinologist doesn't know. She said, no, I think your thyroid is not the problem, so maybe it's your heart. So she's putting me through to the cardiologist, and I'm going to have stress tests and all the other stuff, and I don't know, but something's going on and no one is figuring that out. I joined different groups on Facebook for the thyroid disease and Hashimoto's and Graves and everything, and so those people give you better information than your doctor. And again, it's not politically correct that I'm saying those things, but to find endocrinologist now, or to find someone who genuinely cares about you or returns your call at least, or does something, or if you could get beyond the receptionist and stuff. It's very important to you when you are in this situation. And so anyway, that's a sad story. And I'm just going from sad to happy, from sad to happy. And that's why I am home. And it's Sunday night. And normally I would have my Sunday blues and I need to go to work. And I have my week annual vacation. So hopefully it's going to be paid. I don't know. Fun with cars. Finally, you made it here, Jay. We are cooking without you. And we're almost soon going to be serving these lazy cabbage rolls. And you're just showing up. So yeah, nice vacation. It's nice vacation. It's going to be Don Pepas and I and my YouTube resurrection. Maybe, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. So, yeah, where was I? And then the next thing, that maybe I should stay home. Maybe I should resume my retirement and continue working, though I know that sooner or later I will run out of money. But maybe time came for my second, as I call my second coming to work, and now maybe my second retirement, the final retirement from work. Though, however, I need to stay employed probably one more year when I am going to be able to start withdrawing my Social Security, because right now is way too early. And the trick is, well, first of all, we don't know whether Social Security is going to survive much longer, because you know what they're going on in Washington, saying that the state cannot handle the Social Security very well. Let's place it into the private funds and private hands, and read that let's pull away from people Social Security. So anyway, but at least I think I count on it. In February 27, I'm going to turn 62 and I will start withdrawing. So for that, a year and a few months, I have to bear with my job again. And the job is been very, very demanding. Very demanding and very stressful, and I don't know whether I need to be there or not, because it definitely doesn't help my health. Okay, let me see what's going on in my pot. Okay, Jay's wants some attention. Cooking with me, cooking without you. Yeah. Yes, hello, yeah. Yeah, and only. It's so nice to see you. And yes, Jay, we probably need to connect offline sometime and talk about what's going on with your channels. Okay, I think I poured too much water. I don't like. Or maybe the rice is going to get more fluffy. But the colors are so cool. So I'm going to show you. So first of all, so let me take you to the pot. Hopefully the phone is not going to fall in there. Look, it looks good. Now we need to wait until the rice is ready, and rice is going to pick up some space in the pot. Right now it should really look a little better than it looks now. Actually, no, you know, no, I think it's good. Now I think just enough of everything, enough of water, enough of everything. I'm going to drop a little bit of sour cream there. And what else? I have baby dill. I bought lots of baby dill and I placed it over there to dry it on its own. So I dried it, and Don Peppers was just laying on this, eating it. I'm going to I'm going to post a short where Don Peppers is playing with baby dill. So I'm going just to shake a little bit over here, and it's because Russians love the baby dill. And Don Pepas also loves it, though he is not Russian. Well, he's now Russian. Yeah, that's what I started doing. I am buying fresh baby dill, and then instead of it going bad in my refrigerator, I started drying it. And then all winter long, I have fresh herb because it just adds so much nice flavor to the cooking. Okay, now it's all up to the stove, and I am yours unconditionally. Okay, organic. Yeah, baby dill is everything. See, when Russians say and use some herbs or spices, read green onions, uh, okay, parsley, green onions, parsley, and baby dill. That is the stable set, the constant set of the Russian herbs and spices. You know, there is a guy I told you already about that channel, that Wild Siberia, and he lives in Irkutsk, or actually in town not far from Irkutsk. He is from Los Angeles and he got married in Russia, and he is Mexican American. And he says, what I miss in Russia, it's real Mexican spices. And there are two restaurants, Mexican restaurants in Irkutsk, or one of them Mexican, and he said they serve Russian dishes spiced with with the baby dill, and they call it Mexican dish, and they don't know anything about Mexican food. And he says it's very difficult to get Mexican spices in Russia, in Siberia in particularly. And yeah, because Russians grew up with this set of Russian spices: green onion, parsley, and baby dill. That's all. And black pepper and salt. Everything else is just nothing to it. So we see, with you, I prepared this wonderful one-pot cooking. I hope that you all know now how to make lazy cabbage rolls. They're not rolls, they're just one pot everything, and I hope that turn out to be good. I'm going to let you know in the comments under the stream how it turned out to be. I hope that's going to be nice. I mean, if you hang out further with me, I know that we already above my normal time, because I try to have it around 1 hour. But if you don't mind, we can wait until it's done, and we will be tasting it together. But if you have something to do, by all means, you can leave and finish watching it eventually. And well, see, Jay showed up here, and the chat now is live, and the girls loving Jay so much, and Jay loves girls, and he's just making everything live and wonderful. Okay, yeah, Mexican food is good, and imagine, yes, they just have a baby. 2 weeks ago, they had a baby, and today he posted a video, and he has lots of live streams when he was just assembling baby crib, assembling bed, assembling nightstands, and he had his live from maternity ward, and when she was giving birth, and today he posted a video. So, and it's so interesting. She's talking baby talk in Russian, and then he's picking up, the baby name is Felix. He picks him up and he speaks Spanish to that baby, and it's so interesting. So imagine baby, he's going to be trilingual, because dad and mom between themselves they speak English. The mom is speaking Russian to that baby. The dad is speaking Spanish to that baby. So all this language is going to be mixed in his head. And most likely, and since I'm communicating with them, um, I know that these kids, they grow silent for when they 2.5, 3, and parents get concerned, like, my child don't talk, they don't know how to talk. But no, that the late development, that what takes for brain to sort out all the languages. And when the child starts talking, the child produces cohesive sentences in 3 languages. So that's why it's a late delay, because the brain of the child is trying to sort out all the languages. That's how they become trilingual. And yes, it takes longer to process, and nothing to worry when you grow in multilingual child in the family. And Jay's always saying, yeah, my son was this way and I found out he was tongue-tied. So, see, language is untied. So, what else? I bet Jay, there is a child out there in, yeah. So, what's else? Let's wait. Linda said, let's wait. Okay, let me take a look again what's going on in the pot. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I'm going to share this with you again. Look at this. The color of the broth and of everything, just exactly how it's supposed to be. And the rice is getting ready. It's not quite ready yet, but it's getting there. And the space is being filled with rice. And let me see what's going on here. Okay. I see that some clouds getting in, and yesterday in the evening we had some light rain. Linda, what do you have? What does Southern California have in terms of weather? Are you guys expecting rain? Are you warm? We are warm today, but kind of the sky is getting dark. Oh, Jay, I thought that it was, so Jennifer is saying that sorry to hear that, Jay, I'm glad that your son is better. I thought that you were, I'm so sorry that it was just saying, but he had to have surgery. I'm so sorry. I see, your usual, you keep joking, and I thought that it was just a joke, but apparently it was a serious condition that you had to. Yeah, it happens when the tongue is just growing too much to the bottom, and the surgeons have to get and cut the some tissue under the tongue so the tongue could start moving uh, and produce speech how it's supposed to produce. And I'm so sorry, and I apologize that I was just making fun of you as always. I mean, I apologize. So I know that your son is doing good now, right? He is. And I hope everything is good with you and your family. So, morning drizzle, burns off, warm afternoon. Yeah, same here, warm afternoon. Yeah. Yes, so Jay, am I forgiven? I hope that you forgive me because it's just, I'm sorry. I, by all means, I don't want to be inconsiderate because you know how that I care about you. And okay, so pretty much I can store it now. That beauty. Oh gosh, yes, now the rice is ready. It smells so nice, like real. The sour cream and the baby dill, they really give this the the smell that you can't mix with anything. You can't take it for anything else but the stuffed cabbage. The only thing that is unusual today in my pot, it's red cabbage. But the rest of it is just regular stuff. And I guess I'm all done cooking. And those of you who live close by, come on over. I'll share this with you. Just knock on my door and we'll have dinner together. And for all of you, those of you who've been with me through this cooking, tell me what you think about this format. Maybe I'll be doing it on another channel, cooking together with Lilian, maybe on this one. I don't know. It just occurred to me that since I'm cooking today, why don't I invite everyone to my kitchen and we do it together? Don't forget, what started me cooking today were my pancakes. My buckwheat pancakes. Jay, can you imagine I made buckwheat pancakes this morning, and then I was thinking that I'm going to make those lazy cabbage rolls. But then I decided that why make those everything on my own if I can invite everyone in my kitchen and we'll cook together. So that was my train of thought. Thank you so much for joining me here. And how about lazy pierogi? Pierogi, you know what? I am not good with dough. I can do anything on the stove, but in dough department, the yeast or any other, I just don't do that. I don't know. It's just I don't know. We don't do that. Yeah, Southern California, beautiful weather there, and yes. Yes, yeah. Don't tell that to the Russian people. They say that French took crepes and they stole those pancakes from Russia. And that's why there's always an argument between the Russians and the French. Who was first? Crepe? What was first, crepe or the pancake? Because yes, they're very similar. Very similar. So anyway, and lazy pierogi uses dumplings or noodle Okay, well, I don't make those what I don't know how to make, and this is the laziest as the lazy, because lazy dumplings I don't know. That is not going to be, because pelmeni cannot be lazy. You have to really put them into separate dough things, and anyway, um, that's what I. If you have any other suggestions, I am willing to look at that. So take, okay, Sherry saying take out, please. To take out what? Um, I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Don't apologize. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Okay, Sherry, yes, we are almost done. So the thing is, I'm going to put it in a bowl, but before, let's go and say hello to Don Pepas, because he feels left out. Like, how come mommy is totally not saying anything to me? And here I am sleeping and sleeping and looking very comfortable. I'm sleeping here. And zuba, 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 pusa. Look at your legs. Look at your arms. Look at you. You're gorgeous kitty. You зубу, все пасоса. Все пасоса. So Don Pepas knows that his mom is on vacation. He is extremely happy. And actually he sleeps better. Now he lets me sleep. He let me sleep. And I think, and also since I started feeding him more natural food, you know, I've been posting those shorts, and it's kind of daily recording of his life. And you all see that he's active and healthy, and everything is good. So if I thought that he was going to die, and I found this stupid video, no, I mean good video on YouTube, 10 things you have to watch to understand that your cat is dying. And I was watching that stupid video. Why did I do that? And like, that thing, I noticed that the other. So I was crying watching that video. 10 things when you know. I mean, you should know what to watch for, and then when your cat is ready to part with you. And I was like, that I saw that in Pepas, and I saw that and this. And Don Peppa said, you know what, you stupid thing, don't watch videos like that, because I am not going anywhere. I am still with you. I am happy. I don't look old. I don't even have gray hair. And so we are cool. We are all cool. And yes, I'm going to, let me put some that food so you would see how it looks. And I wish you were here. See, do you think that eventually internet will come to the point where we will be able to share through the screen? Because the way how everything goes, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, here is my, it's hot. This is my wonderful ground beef out there, cabbage, all the other vegetables. Smells so nice. I'm going to turn it off and let it sit. On the stove. And I want to thank you all for being here with me. I really appreciate it, because today we went longer, and I really hope that it's going to okay, probably I need to taste, because I hate to chew on camera, and but since live, this is live and people can do this. Let me see. It's very good. Need to add a little bit salt. But other than that, it's very, very good. Highly recommend. You saw it took an hour and a half and the dish is ready. Well, thank you for being here in the kitchen with me. You saw Don Pepas is good, everyone is good. I'm on vacation, right? Comments. What do you think about this type of stream? And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.